I'm about to break some news to a good chunk of our viewing audience. There once was a time when us Earthlings typed with all 10 of our fingers, instead of just our thumbs. And instead of typing on screens, we did it on mysterious machines that didn't even plug in. I know this may all be too much for you to handle at this time of day. Oh, we also use something called paper in these contraptions. But we'll save that for another show. We need to pace ourselves. Typewriters made their debut in the late 1800s, just as the world was seeing an explosion in communications technology. At the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation, I walked back in time to the early era of the typewriter with curator Kristen Gallerno. What is the brand name here?
This is a Sholes Glidden.
Sholes Glidden.
This was invented by Christopher Sholes. He was a printer working in Milwaukee, and he was working on a machine called a paginator. It's a machine that is able to type numbers onto pages. His friend, Carlos Glidden, shows him this magazine article about a machine called a tarotype. And that machine inspires Christopher Sholes to create the typewriter.
Interesting, and this is an American invention.
Yes, in Milwaukee.
The Sholes Glidden is the first commercially successful typewriter, but success didn't happen overnight. Does it create a sensation?
Not immediately. So at first, nobody really knows what to do with it. A typewriter is sort of a paradox because it has to be really heavy and you have to be able to bang away on the keys, right? But it's also a very precise machine. So it takes a really long time to figure out how to manufacture these things until 1874.
It also has to be able to survive an angry reporter on deadline.
Exactly.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Take a quick look at your phone or computer keyboard, and you'll see it looks a lot like this one from the 19th century. Yes, the keyboard layout on the Sholes Glidden is the one we still use today. There's a reason the letters are arranged in this way, QWERTY.
The reason why the keyboard is arranged in this QWERTY arrangement is to avoid having the type basket letters get all tangled up. The letters that you use most commonly together are going to be in the furthest possible position from one another in that type basket.
By the late 1880s, the typewriter started to impact the American office worker and the overall office environment.
Women were mostly working in mills, and the office was mostly filled with men in the 1870s, and there's a shift in the 1880s. By 1910, most of the professional typists, about 80%, were actually women.
Since the early typewriter models were so loud, there was an attempt to create a quiet one.
This is the no-din typewriter.
This is very beautiful.
It is, yeah, and it's the only one that exists. If you think of the word din, that means noisy, right?
Oh my goodness,
So
no
it's
din.
like no din.
Did
right?
they mean that?
They absolutely did.
It wasn't somebody's name.
No, it wasn't.
We didn't even wade into the electric typewriter models, but, you know, just so that I can have that old-time feeling, is there something you got that I can type on?
I think we can make that happen.
Ah. Boy, I hate writing, but I love typing.